patriotas, beleza? Aqui é John Silva do canal Acorda Brasil-Ce e mais uma vez trazendo aquele vídeo da hora para vocês. Espero que vocês gostem. Se gostarem do vídeo, inscrevam-se no canal, deixa aquele like e compartilhe com seus amigos para dar aquela moral pro canal. Beleza, pessoal? Então, sem mais delongas, vamos ao vídeo.
So, this election has been won by Donald Trump. The Democrats are now in the process of completing what they started almost 5 years ago, which is the plan to stop him from being president of the United States by developing false charges of Russian collusion, continuing those as part of their struck insurance policy into a 4-year-long, 3 different investigations, $50 million process that went nowhere, that never had to happen. According to Brennan's letter to Obama, it was Hillary Clinton that developed that as a false charge in order to cover up her crimes with regard to her computer. So they went through all that. They did the whole Ukrainian thing against him, which now turns out, when you look at the Hunter Biden, Joe Biden computer, there was plenty of evidence that Joe Biden got a $14 million bribe in the Ukraine from Mykola Zlochevsky. In fact, that something's got to be pursued no matter what, win, lose, or draw. That's a bribery of a vice president of the United States on record, making that whole Ukrainian impeachment thing a complete farce. And now we're into phase 3 or 4, which is the plan they started developing months ago with this mail-in ballot thing, which is entirely unconstitutional. The mail-in ballots were going to be a way for the Democrats to regularize and make legal what they do illegal in many elections and in places like New York, Boston, Chicago. They hold back the vote, and Florida. They hold back the vote when we get down to these last 4 or 5%, like you see going on. And then somehow they find new ballots. In fact, in Milwaukee, while we were asleep, they found 138,000 new ballots, all for Biden. All for Biden. You think those were cast by real voters? You think they were cast by some Democrat sitting in a back room? This has been their plan all along. It is totally impossible, illogical, irrational that the same thing would happen in all 5 or 6 places where there were close votes. What do I mean by the same thing? I mean the thing that the gentleman in Philadelphia has given us an affidavit on, and we'll get many of them now. The man heading the delegation of Republicans that was supposed to observe the mail-in ballots was kept in a room for 21 hours where he had no ability to see the ballots. Explain that to you. That's been reversed now. We're going to still have to go to the Supreme Court with it because the damage has already been done. The end result of this, we've got similar conduct now, not allowing Republicans to observe the mail-in ballots. We've got it in Philadelphia. We've got it in Milwaukee. We've got it in Detroit. We've got it in Phoenix, Arizona, and we have it in both Las Vegas and Reno, as I told you. And those are all going to be pursued as part of separate and then long-term federal suits. Donald Trump won this election. The Democrats tried everything they could beforehand to stop him, including censorship. They couldn't. Now they've got one last chance, and that is what they're very good at, which is cheating on the vote count. But this time, this is a Republican Party and a president who fights for you because they want to take your vote away. They want the elites to determine our president. And we want the people of the United States to determine our president. And we will fight to make sure that your vote is counted and that your vote is not canceled out by an illegal vote. And we'll do whatever we have to do within the law to do that. That's because we have a president who cares about you. And they have a candidate who says, you don't deserve the right to know, and who announced, probably in a Freudian slip 2 days before, looking at the people, I'm going to win it without you. Yep, he's going to win it with the network heads, the big tech heads, and money that he's gotten from all kinds of places, including communist China. We're not going to let that happen. Thank you, and we'll be back in a few days with another Rudy's Comments.